So I have the honor of introducing Yancy, who is Berry, who has joined us tonight. And Yancy, I've known for a few weeks. He's kind of a sketchy dude, but I'll tell you what, he's going to share some, I think, some good information that he pulled out of a box or what, like Cracker Jack box, something like. Yeah,
Pretty
right.
much.
Pretty much. Okay. Yeah. So please welcome Yancy Berry to the stage here, and I'm going to turn the meeting over. And Yancy, it's all yours.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much for having me, everybody. Thank you guys for letting me share a little bit of your space tonight. Let's even thank Mr. Grimshaw, straight from Grimshaw, Canada,
That's right.
Alberta, I believe.
That's right.
I've had the all jokes aside, I've had the honor of knowing Mike for probably 22 or 23 years, something like that. Mike Grimshaw was my first ever life coach, and it was back when people really didn't know what life coaches were. I mean, he was definitely a pioneer, and I'm so grateful because he led me to in a way, to my future. When it was time for me to, I'm a personal trainer who trains a lot every single day, but a big part of my life is also life coaching, in which I help people with a lot of other goals, the well-roundingness of their life, and some very specific things. Typically, I also I specialize in addiction recovery, and I've been clean and sober for 21 years, and um, a big part of my life I actually have to owe to Mike. When my life was really, really flailing in my young 20s, I got to know him, and he helped me to kind of get some bearings about what I was good at, what I was bad at. And he actually helped me go back to school. I didn't finish, but he definitely got me right, got me back on the right track for sure. Um, so yeah, my name is Yancy, and I've had the fortunate circumstance of failing pretty much as anybody you guys might meet. you know, I definitely have I've definitely screwed up in every way possible. And the good news with that is it's forced me to find ways to make my life better. And a lot of those ways that I've searched and sought out in my life have become parts of my life that I now use to help other people with. And I think if I would have been more successful when I was a young man, I think I probably would have rested on my laurels and went with that. So my epic failures were really blessings in disguise. And um, for all of us, I know it's been a bit of a crazy year. You know, it's been a wild year, and a lot of it's been really, really rough for people. I do know a lot of people and have a lot of very awesome, intimate conversations with probably as many people as most. So I know a lot of great things have happened this year too, but it's been a wild year, and so much of it has been out of our control. It's been completely wild, and the good news about tonight is we're going to take a little bit of time to focus on things that we can control. And tonight I'm going to be sharing 3 things that you can do, 3 ways to make your life outstanding. But a little bit of an extra tip is to focus on things you can control. So much of the anxiety, so much of the difficulties that people are walking through is because their eyes are only on things that they have no control over, and they're big bad monsters. you know when yes, those things are still going to occur, and I'm not saying to ignore things like that, but definitely if you can spend a huge chunk of your time focusing on things that you can control, it is a very empowering thing to do. Because you can make change, and if you make change in yourself, you can make change in the world by doing so. Butterfly effect. It's actually funny, Mike has, I think that's some butterfly background right now. The butterfly effect, everything that you do in a small way over the course of time has a ripple effect and affects things in a much larger way. So who am I? I'm a personal trainer who is also a life coach, and I've spent the last 10 years extremely successful in that field. I've been so fortunate to work with some of the most successful and influential people on the planet, and I'm really, really grateful for it. And so many of them, it's just us working out. But so many of us, it's relationships. How do we make them better? How do we make our emotional mindset better? How do we help our kids? How do we help our loved ones How do we make our business better? You know, entrepreneurs. This is an entrepreneurs group. I'm fortunate to work with people who are infinitely more successful than me. And I'm not their coach because I'm giving them advice all the time. I'm their coach because I'm really good at listening and asking questions that help them create the suggestions on their own that really help push them to a better life. Along the lines of that last 10 years of having this kind of magnificent run of you know, some really, really successful things, I've also had some really difficult times as well, extremely. And about 6 years or so ago, 7 years or so ago, my life basically fell apart. You know, I had an incredible professional life, but I went from, because my young life was so unremarkable and such a failure, I had no responsibilities in that time. And having some success, a run of a few years of mega success or big success comparatively for me, all of a sudden I had all this responsibility, all these things to take care of, all this money I needed to make to pay all these bills. And what it did was with all of my external focus, I lost sight of my insides, and I actually had a bit of a midlife crisis. Not even a bit of a midlife crisis, a massive midlife crisis, where I was dealing with nothing but stress and anxiety and insomnia for the course of a year. And that was a blessing again. Okay. And the reason it was a blessing is because it forced me to focus on things internally. I was going to all these doctors, what's wrong with me? What's wrong with me? And ultimately, it always came back to, you look fairly normal. Your blood work, there's nothing remarkable about it. There's nothing bad going on. You're just stressed and you have to figure it out. And that was good, because what I did was, as I had done in my younger life, I began to focus on things like spiritual development, personal development, and things that would bring peace inside of me. And I was super lucky. I ran into this book that I had read about 15 years before, called The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. And it changed everything. You know, I had read it 15 years before, completely thought nothing of the book. Actually, I remember telling something about the person who recommended it to me. I was like, man, I read this book. There's nothing to it. It's nothing. It's basically the guy just saying, be in the moment for like 200 pages. I read it 15 years later, and it was like, oh, be in the moment for 200 pages. You know, a lot of our difficulty, a lot of our anxiety comes from living in the future, and a lot of our pain comes from regret of the past. Almost inevitably, if you come into the present moment, it's okay here. You know, and there's a massive power in that. And I'm not going to go on and on about that book, but what it made me do is it made me go, okay, I don't ever want to forget this stuff. How do I make sure that I never forget this stuff? And I thought right away, I don't even know where the thought came from. It came, teach this to other people. And that's how I began the first incarnation of the book club that I'm in, and I host now. I began book club. I began it, 5.5, 6 years ago, because it was like, hey, I need to teach these lessons to other people so that I don't forget them. And for a year, we read The Power of Now over and over again. And we sat and we meditated in my living room. And it was a beautiful, beautiful thing until I moved away. And when I moved away, I stopped book club for a year and a half or 2 years. And now I've been doing it again for 3.5 years with other books. We read all these other things, and we read and we discuss and we grow. And it's a very, very awesome thing. So what that did was it launched me into the world of internal work, personal and spiritual development, which then turned into a career as a life coach. About 4 years ago, I was asking the universe, I'm very good at personal training. I train 10 people a day. Universe, God, whatever you want to call it, what do you want me to do with the rest of my life? What is it that I can be dedicated to and know that I'm going to do for the rest of my life and always work at being the best at it? And the answer came back. I thought about Mike Grimshaw. I thought about a couple of other life coaches that I had who weren't even nearly as successful as I was at that time. And I was like, I can do that. And it feels good to do that. I think I have enough wisdom. I think I have enough wisdom to be able to help people. And this now, I thought like life coaching was a lot more about advice back then than it is some, but I didn't realize that it has nothing to do with me teaching and putting my will into someone's life. It's really me drawing the best out of them. So personal and spiritual development became everything that I was doing all the time. And the 3 things that I'm going to show you tonight, the 3 ways to make your life absolutely outstanding, are the things that I do today, and they're the things that I share with people as well. So let me kick it off with the first way to make your life outstanding. And if you're able to do any or all of these, you're going to make a very, very huge progress in your life. If you do one, it's going to be great. If you do two, it's going to be awesome. If you do three, it's going to be outstanding. The first one is to establish your morning routine. Okay. The first way to make your life outstanding is to establish your morning routine, because it is the tone setter. It sets the tone for your day, set the tone for enough of your days. It sets the tone for your week, your month, your year, your life, right? So have you ever had a day that just got off on the wrong foot? You got up, you got that bad piece of news that started off the day. You woke up, you subbed your toe, you woke up, you got the text from that dude or that girl, and it just set your day off incorrectly. And then another bad thing happened. Then another bad thing happened. And the next thing you know, you're like 3 hours into the day, like, you know what? This is just one of those days. This day just effing sucks. It's my day in the barrel. You know where the day is going, and you just let it right out. Well, the good news is you have the opportunity to do that in the opposite way. And you have total control over how you start your day. Okay, and I'm going to implore that you start your day with as many positive things that make you feel good about yourself and good about your future as you possibly can. You know, I love sports. I know a lot of people on this Zoom call might not like sports, but there's one really cool thing about sports. In sports, if two people or two teams are competing against each other, there's always a favorite who's supposed to win, and there's always an underdog who's supposed to lose in every single competition. So often, when the underdog, especially if they're a heavy underdog, like they're really supposed to lose, if you see them overcome these heavy favorites, is because it's the way that they set the tone at the very beginning of the match. They came out and they smacked that favorite right in the face. And by the time the favorite realized what was going on, they were in the thick of a dogfight. Okay? That's how you can be, except your enemy or what's going against you is your ego or fear or world oppression or all these difficult things that make your life difficult, or anxiety, or all these things. The way you smack your opponent in the face and set the tone is what you do in the very beginning of your day. Okay, that first half hour. And you can fill it with anything you want as long as it's empowering. I'm going to share with you how I start my day, and then we're going to go into a breakout room, and you guys are going to be able to kind of take a minute to create your ideal beginning of your day, or banter ideas like that. What I do to begin every single day is I wake up, I get on my knees, I thank the universe right away. Thank you so much that I woke up. Thank you. And I thank you that the opportunity that today can be the greatest day of my entire life. How's that for optimism? I start off every single day just like that. Then I throw on my clothes and I go for a 20-minute walk. I throw my AirPods in, and the first 20 minutes of every single day is a podcast or a talk or a speech or a sermon or something that is extremely empowering and makes me feel like I can take over the world. I start the first 20 minutes of every day with something telling me that you can be the best that ever was. You can be happy, you can be healthy, you can be free. You should be happy, you should be healthy, you should be free. That's how I set the tone of 100% of my days when I'm on. I'd love to say I'm perfect, I'm not, but I do a pretty good job. And I think the major things that have gone well in my life are kind of a result of the fact that I take control of my insides, right? So that's how I start my day off. Like I said, it's so important. It creates the momentum, it sets the tone, and as much positive goodness, it's like almost eating the best, healthiest meal. Put all the nutrients into the very, very beginning of your day. Okay, my typical talk in the very beginning is something like a breathing exercise that gets me breathing well, then a bunch of gratitude, then I see healing light go through my body, then I envision 3 things that I want to create, This is how I start every single day, as opposed to, which I've also done, waking up and scrambling because I got 5 minutes to brush my teeth before my first client and get on Zoom. You know, next thing you know, I'm not even like awake yet for my first client. I wake up like halfway through my first client. You know what I mean? Or some other difficult things can happen because I haven't set the tone right. So the first thing, establish your morning routine. What I like to do is we're going to do a breakout room right now. It's going to be 3 of you. And I'd like you, the person with, we're going to go in alphabetical order of your first name. First person goes first for about a minute. Second person goes for about a minute. Third person goes for about a minute. And then you can discuss back and forth afterwards. What is your ideal morning routine and how can you kick off your day in the best way possible? So if you're ready, Mike, why don't we go ahead and send them into a breakout room.
Here we go, opening up the rooms. Go ahead, Yancy. What do you got?
It's on me again. Okay, so we're gonna cover the next 2, not quickly because they're 2 very important things. One of them's, they're both extremely important. So the second way, I'd like you guys to make a note, the second way to make your life outstanding is what I call the twofold solution to problems. The twofold solution to problems. And this is something that I've developed over the last 4 years of coaching, but really over the 10 years of all the intimate conversations that I've spent having with people. You know, I've spent a lot of really close time with a lot of really, really successful people, extremely successful, you know, wealthy, self-made, non-self-made, all of this. But one thing's for sure about every one of us, we all have problems and challenges. So the twofold solution to problems is the way you deal with difficulty. And as long as I've been doing it, it doesn't matter if it's a stubbed toe. It doesn't matter if it's the easiest challenge to someone else. It doesn't matter if it's death, sickness, anything. I have yet to find something that this does not work for. Okay, so the twofold solution to problems is getting into the solution to challenges and difficulties. But there's a precursor. So before you get into the solution, the first thing I'm going to make a suggestion that you do is process your actual feelings. Okay, so process the negative emotions that you're dealing with that come with problems and challenges. I'm a bit of a bully in this way. I'm a positive attitude bully. When negativity and difficult things come into my life, I can smash them directly over the head with a positive mental attitude because I have spent years building this up inside of myself. So before I suggest people do that, I say that it's really important so that you are not toxic positivity type human being, that you take a minute to process what you're actually feeling and actually deal with what's causing the issue. Okay, so I'm not suggesting that you ignore those things. But that being said, you have the capability to handle your issues with any attitude that you desire. And if you want to come to a position of power and you want to come to a winning championship type of mindset, the first thing you want to do is, after you've got a chance to wallow in your feelings a little bit, the first fold in the twofold solution to problems is ask the question, what can I be grateful for in this moment? Okay. The first fold in the twofold solution to problems is ask yourself, what can I be grateful for in this moment? And extra bonus points if the thing that you're grateful for is directly related to the problem. Okay. Somebody comes in, let's say, for instance, I'll give you an example of something that I've been in. I've been teaching this twofold solution to problems. I've done it in seminars, talks. I've worked out with every people who works like a charm. About a year ago, I was driving down Sunset Boulevard, one of the most famous streets in the world, on the way to work. And 1 minute before I got to my job, I got into a car accident that totaled my favorite car that I've ever had. Totaled my car. And I am then on the side of the road waiting for people to come pick the cars up, waiting for police to come, waiting for our rides. It's me and this gentleman that I got in this car accident with. So because I have worked on this exercise so many times, I'm literally on the side of the road with my favorite car total. I'm looking dead at it and I'm working out this exercise. What can I be grateful for right now? Okay, I could be grateful that, hey, I'm grateful that I live in the United States of America. Or I'm grateful that I'm a human being and I have a choice on what my feelings are. But extra credit, and the way to get even stronger is, what exactly about this accident can I be grateful for? I can be grateful that, hey, I have car insurance. I'm not going to have to pay for this whole mess out of my pocket. I'm grateful that I can walk right now. The accident was not pretty. I'm grateful that I'm not injured. I'm grateful that this dude isn't injured. You know, I'm grateful that I have friends to call to come pick me up. I'm grateful that uh, I have time to do some things that I didn't take care of this morning. Like, I think I called my AA sponsor. I've been clean and sober 21 years. I have an AA sponsor. I sponsor people. I was like grateful. Hey, I had somebody to call and talk to about this mess, so I didn't have to do it by myself. You know, that's just one of the things. But gratitude, what can I be grateful for, is the first fold. And this is where you become basically superhuman. If you're able to do this second fold with every single challenge and every single problem that comes into your life, you are going to become superpowered. The second fold is, what are the opportunities that are coming directly as a result of this problem? What opportunities are a result? What opportunities do I have right now, even though I'm having this challenge or even though I'm having this issue? Or what are the opportunities that are a result of this challenge or issue? Actually, I said it right the first time. So what are the opportunities? So for instance, and you guys are going to get a chance to do this too after I do another exercise with you, you guys are going to get a chance to go into a breakout room and create some problems, and then create things to be grateful for, and then create opportunities. I'm on the side of the road with this guy I just had a car accident with. What are the opportunities? Okay. This is going to sound kind of crazy, and they're just kind of like, they're like a bubble machine. Let your mind think. I have the opportunity to create a, a friendship with a human being. Really, in an ideal world, I did. We had a whole conversation. We had a whole talk about life and what this person does and what I do. I had an opportunity to make a new friend. I actually invited him to book club and everything. You know, I had an opportunity, like I said, to get some stuff done that I hadn't done that day. I had an opportunity to work on my business. I had an opportunity to actually meditate a little bit. I mean, it was so long. 40 minutes when you're looking at a car wreck is like a year. You know, I had the opportunity to have a little bit of meditation and quiet time and affirmation time. If you think hard enough, you're gonna come up with 10, 20. You're always going to be able to come up with an infinite number of things to be grateful for and an infinite number of opportunities. Okay. So as much as you can, you want to think along these lines, because it's winner's thought process as opposed to victim mentality. Oh, what's going on wrong with me? Yes, process those feelings, but don't be a victim. Be a champion. Have a winner's mentality. I'm going to do a little bit of an exercise with you guys, and I'm going to show you how powerful your brain is. Okay. So the first thing I want you to do, if you guys would please bear with me and do this exercise. Take a look around your room right now, and whether it's something that's big or something that's small, look around your room and find every single thing in your room that's blue. Everything that's blue. Look around your room right now and find everything that's blue. Okay, look at it, focus on it, remember it. Okay, look at every single thing that's blue. Okay, now close your eyes. Everybody who's here, please take a moment and close your eyes. And I want you to think of every single thing in your room that is red. Okay. Think about it. Think about it. Okay, now open your eyes. Okay. So the reason I bring up this exercise is because of this. If you were looking around your room for things that were blue, you were making things that weren't even blue into blue. You were seeing things that were blue, but you were seeing things that were light blue and going, hey, that's blue. You were looking at things that might have been gray. You're like, hey, that's blue. Your brain will focus and find whatever it's looking for. That is the power of your mind. So if your mind is always looking for things to be grateful for and always looking for opportunities, it's always going to find them. So make it a habit when challenges come. Hey, what can I be grateful for right now? Hey, this makes me feel like crap. I'm going to journal about that. I'm going to call my friend and share it with me so I don't have to hold on to it. But what can I be grateful for now? What are the opportunities now that I'm stuck in the middle of this problem? What are my opportunities? You know, do those things. And what we're going to do now is I'm going to have you guys go into a breakout room. And in this breakout room, again, you're going to start with alphabetical order. There's going to be 3 of you. In alphabetical order of your first name. The first person, make up a problem. It can be the biggest problem in the world, or it can be the smallest. Make up a challenge. Okay. Second person is going to come up with something to be grateful for that's a result of the problem. And then the third person in line is going to come up with an opportunity that's a result of the problem. Okay, so after you do those 3, we're going to do a bit of a quick tag team. After you do that, the second person in line is going to create a problem. The third person in line is going to create something that they're grateful for. And who was in the first person in alphabetical order is going to come up with an opportunity. Okay, and you're just going to round robin this for 3 minutes. Okay, so let's have some fun with it. Problem can be big, problem can be small, but look at the power of your mind now. Go for it, Mike. All right, we're back. Did anybody, somebody had a great problem in my group. I've got to say it. Somebody said the problem is you jumped out of an airplane and your parachute doesn't work.
Oh my God.
That's a tough one.
Yeah.
But we did come up with something to be grateful for. I can't remember, Q, what was the thing we were grateful for? I can't remember.
Shoot, brave enough to take the leap.
Yep, you can relish in the fact that you were brave enough to take the leap in life where a lot of people aren't. Yeah. And I said the opportunity was you had the opportunity to check and see if your second parachute works. Yeah. Does anybody else have anything they wanted to share before we launch into the third way to make your life outstanding? No. Is it on me, Mike?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, cool. So I think thank you guys for indulging me with those exercises. The third one, I think, for me personally, it's probably number 1 for me. It's probably my number 1 reason for success. And it's created a lot of the amazing opportunities and wonderful network of human beings I have in my life, my friends, my book club, all of these things, our book club, right? And I think the third way to make your life outstanding is this. The third way to make your life outstanding is to make a decision to live in love in all of its forms. Okay. And what I mean by love in all of its forms, to make a decision to live in love in all of its forms is every good thing, because everything ultimately every emotion, every feeling boils down to love or fear, right? So I think love and the forms of expression of it are gratitude, happiness, joy, humor and laughter, which me and Queen Rubes have in common. She's so funny. And peace, empathy, compassion, faith, excitement, joy, enthusiasm. Make a decision that you are going to live in love in all of its forms. And I tell you why. The reason I think you should make a decision to do this is because everything you're doing in life right now is to try to get there anyway. You're in school so that you can start the right company, so that you can make the right amount of money, so that you can feel like that you're at comfort and peace so you can be happy. You want to be in a relationship so that you can bond with somebody, have that perfect partnership so that you can find peace, stability, and joy. Even if on this political front, all this crazy stuff is going on in the world, this side wants this side to be like them so that we can resolve and find happiness, joy, and peace. My suggestion is you completely cut out the middleman and go straight to the peace. You can go right to the joy, right to the love, right to all the happiness right now. And it literally does not matter what's going on with your life. So there's a caveat to this. Remember what I said, process the negative feelings. I'm not saying, hey man, this negative thing's going on. Hey, look on the bright side, guys. Even though if you're strong enough, you can do that. Process not only the negative feelings, but deal with what's causing them. But if you make a decision to live in love, live in peace, live in joy, you can still do all that stuff. You're just going to come from a completely different frame of mind. And as a matter of fact, it's going to be a lot easier to get what you're trying to get done. You're going to be operating from a higher frequency. You're going to be way more creative because you're not stressed out and wondering what the hell is going to go on. You know, there are so many examples of people who decided to have that mindset no matter what. Helen Keller, blind, deaf, completely and utterly made up her mind that she was going to live in joy. And she is now one of the pioneers of all the amazing quotes and the mindset stuff. Amazing. Viktor Frankl, he wrote a book called The Man's Search for Meaning. Viktor Frankl, you should read that book one day. Frankl. He was in the middle of the Holocaust, and his entire purpose in life was helping people to realize that there was a point to this. And you still have purpose in life, even though we're going through the hardest thing that could ever happen. Nelson Mandela, 23 years wrongfully convicted, loved his captors, forgave them continually. They were ripping out a tooth out of his mouth for literally once a year for 23 years with no frigging Novocaine, none of that crap, just to torture this man. He made a decision that he was going to love his captors. It's possible. Like Abraham Lincoln said, most people are about as happy as they make up their minds to be. Okay? We can do this. Deal with the negative feelings. Don't have long-term ramifications from being toxically positive. But make up your mind to live in love. You're going to have a higher level of energy. You're going to connect with people at a higher rate. The reason I'm very successful as a personal trainer, as a life coach, is because people feel great when they're done hanging out with me. I don't have genius exercises that no one else has. You know, I don't have genius life coaching advice that no one else has, but they know what my energy is going to be like every single hour they meet with me, because I come into that meeting with purpose, man. I live in love and I work on it every single day. All right. So it's not just love. It's not just a hug. It's all the expressions and the different forms. Okay. So think of love and all its expressions as a tool belt. Okay. There's all these different forms. There's peace, there's joy, there's laughter, there's enthusiasm, there's empathy, there's compassion. And you're going to use whichever tool you use based on the problem or thing that presents itself. For instance, somebody comes up to you and goes, man, I just found out I have cancer, dude. I am frigging torn up and I don't know what to do. I don't even know how to tell my family yet. The tool you're going to use isn't going to be enthusiasm. Hey, let me show you something great right now. That's not the tool. The tool is probably going to be something like compassion or empathy. Okay. Somebody sees your political viewpoint on Instagram and they bombard you with a whole bunch of craziness. Your tool probably isn't going to be laughter. It might be humor. That might be one of the tools, but you might have another tool, especially if they're really screwed up. You might have some forgiveness for them, because you might see that they're in pain, man. You know, there's a reason 75 million people voted this way and 70 million voted this way, because people are seeing different levels of pain for different reasons. Everyone's hurting. So when someone grills you and treats you like crap for no reason, or is completely tries to gaslight you or something, forgive them. Feel your pain. Oh, that hurts. Forgive them. Realize they are going through something, and then move on to another form of love. Okay. If you have these tools, this is the number one in making your life outstanding, because if you feel great all the time, you can help other people feel great. And it's a butterfly effect. Everyone wants to be around you. Everyone asks you for advice. Everyone gets help from you. Everyone wants to connect with you. You're able to connect all types of people all over the planet. Next thing you know, you're able to talk to people all around the globe every single day. And that's where my life is. I'm not everywhere I want to be, but I'm in that place that I've resonated with that energy so much that people literally around the globe want to gravitate to it and figure out where I get this stuff from. Okay, so do that, master these tools, then you will master your mindset. Master your mindset, and then you master your life. Okay, master love, master these tools, master your mindset, master your life. And that's really all I got. If anybody has any questions, please throw them in the chat or ask away. Okay.
Thank
All
you.
right. So yeah, you're welcome. Thank you guys. If you have any questions, feel free to email me, yancy@yancyberry.com. If you want to find out about our awesome personal development, spiritual development book club that we've done for years, email me, yancy@yancyberry.com. And I'm on Instagram, YB Wellness, Y as in Yancy, B as in Berry Wellness. And shoot me a message anytime. I'm happy to. I always basically respond to everything that's not just complete nonsense, pretty much.
We get a lot of that, don't we?
Yeah. Thank you guys. I can't thank you enough. Thanks for having me tonight.
Well, Yancy, that was awesome. So we have
Thank you.
almost 20 people on. So
You're welcome.
yeah.
Sorry, I keep grabbing. Something is itching my face. I'm so sorry I keep doing that. But
Yeah. So
anybody have any thoughts? Anybody have anything they liked or anything they didn't like? Anything that they, I know that you guys have the opportunity to email this kind of stuff. But if there's anything you dug, or if there's anything that you have a question on, or things could be different or better, let me know. I love feedback. That's it. I guess.
Joel, you good? You still there? Joel Zamora.
Thank you. All right. You know what I'm gonna do?
Yeah.
Go ahead and ask him. Go ahead and ask him.
Hold on just a second. Let me go around the room. It's a small room. Let me see where everybody's at here tonight. Joel?
Yeah, I'm here.
Are you on? What resonated with you tonight with Yancy?
It's pretty great information.
That's it.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you.
Anissa, what's your thoughts? You usually have you're always thinking things through. What's up?
Well, I really like this
Oh,
topic
okay.
from a whole nother perspective. I really am bad with my mornings. Mornings are like not my thing. So now probably turning over and trying to be positive in the morning might like actually change the outcome of my day. So I have to test it out. I have to test if this really works out.
You can always start with 5 minutes, by the way. It doesn't have to be an hour. You can start with 5 minutes. It can even be like a gratitude list or something like that. Something simple.
Sylvia, how are you doing tonight?
Doing good. What I had a question on is since I wake up early to go to work, since I start at 5, and like I take like an hour to get ready, and I can't do like a morning routine that I want to do, how would I change that a little bit?
Well, that's a great one. That leads almost like to the twofold solution to problems. What's the opportunity? I guess the opportunity would be to use your commute. That's one thing I did when I drove for about 40 minutes to work every day. I used my commute as a lot of my morning time. I listened to podcasts and I did affirmations and I prayed and did all this stuff. I didn't do meditation in my car, but if you have a long commute, you can use that. That's one opportunity, and there's probably 10 other ones. And the opportunity is to have a closing routine, like a bed routine, right?
Yeah.
Hey, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do my gratitude list before I go to bed. I'm going to take a cold shower before I go to bed or something like that. It's something crazy. Like there's all kinds of opportunities. There's the infinite ones. Those are just a couple that popped into my head. If you sat down and really thought about it, you could find many more.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Jeremy, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah. So what do you think here tonight with Mr. Berry?
Very great, very nice presentation. I like Anissa said, like the morning routine is something that I think it's really important. Like I used to exercise in the morning. Now I'm not doing, and I'm trying to go back again because it's something that gets you going.
All right. Well, hopefully this will
Thank you,
help.
sir.
So, Josh, what do you think? Josh Arzola?
I personally, I'm a really patient person, so I don't really let a lot of things ruin my day. But it's always good to hear from somebody, just to reiterate those things that you need to do, so that way you kind of remember, that don't let one little thing ruin your whole day, because then it's kind of a waste of time, waste of your effort and everything you've done to achieve or done work to achieve as far as being that type of person. So it's always good to hear from somebody else that's.
Yeah, thank you. And I hate to be nutty about it, but if you're really strong and you really practice this stuff, you can get to the point where when you see a problem or a challenge, you can actually get a little bit excited. I don't mean to get weird on you, but if you have so much power in your mind, you know that an opportunity is going to be a result of this thing. Oh my God, I have an opportunity right now. Not to be crazy, but I'm just saying you can go there. Anything's possible.
Yeah. Milagros, good to see you on tonight. So Milagros, by the way, Yancy is the one who creates my flyers. So
nice. Thank you. Good job on the flyer you made. That was awesome.
Yeah. Thank you. Hi. I couldn't make it to the from the beginning. So I'm currently at work, but I squeezed in some time. I took the opportunity to squeeze in a little bit of time.
Good job.
Yeah.
And cool name, by the way.
Your topic is really amazing. That last thing that you said about to basically to not let the little things bother you. That's totally me every day. I am so optimistic about everything. It's contagious. I'll tell you that.
Thank you so much, man. I'm glad you're optimistic. We need more optimism in the world.
Optimism.
Yes, definitely.
Thanks, Milagros. Vanessa,
no problem.
Still? Vanessa?
Hi.
Yeah, any thoughts on what you heard tonight?
Yeah, I thought the morning routine was really good. I get up, make myself a coffee, work out.
Yeah, that exercise in the morning is big. For me, it's even walking. It's like not even. It's like because I can definitely get myself up to actually move my body. You know what I mean? I might not be ready to full on work out, but I can definitely go for a walk and feel like okay, the blood gets flowing, and it also gives me a chance to listen to some good stuff and really set the tone. Sometimes I'll kick. Sometimes I'll get into a break, into a run. Sometimes if I'm feeling good. So it's just a matter of getting in the habit. Yeah. I wish I was perfect, but I'm not. But I'm pretty good at it.
I love mornings too. So, Maurice, how you doing? You joined in? What do you think?
Yes, sir. I really like the presentation. I think the one thing I connected with the most is how you just said the positive outlook really kind of affects and it kind of creates your whole reality in a sense. I feel like a lot of people are in a sense paralyzed by negativity, and how you just said, oh, when a problem comes up, you get excited to solve that problem. I feel that's that's significantly impacted by your positive outlook. I feel like if someone's very negative, a problem comes up and they don't even know what to do because they're so overwhelmed and negativity is just everywhere. Whereas if you see a problem and you're happy, you have a positive outlook about it, that's where your creativity comes in, and it's more of it could be a blessing or a curse. And that's where if you stay positive, it's more of a blessing than anything.
Yes, thank you, Maurice. Yeah, your mind always finds what it's looking for. If it's looking for things to be grateful for, it's going to find them. If it's looking for opportunities, it's going to find them. Just like it looked around that room and made that light blue thing or that gray thing into blue, because it's going to find what it's looking for.
What color is it? All right, two more.
Exactly.
Mary Lou, you joined us. You're in the book club. What did you think of Yancy? How did you do tonight? And what did you get from that?
Well, I'm not in the book club, but it sounds interesting.
Right. See you there tomorrow night, Mary Lou.
I'm the faculty member at Dominguez Hills. The biggest takeaway that I'm getting from this is to process your negative feelings. Sometimes I tend to dwell in the negative aspect, and I think that I'm really going to look at the issues and process them and really see why I'm feeling so negative or resentful or angry or a list of other types of emotions that are very negative. And the thing that I do first in the morning is to get up and make my bed after I have my affirmation, and then I continue with my routine. And I noticed that if I wait too long in the morning to do something physical, that I tend to put it off. And I used to have my yoga class at 9 o'clock every morning, so I'm readjusting to that. And I also run and I walk a lot. So there's a lot of chance for me to be positive. And I listen to positive music when I have time, and I create that environment so that I can be most productive. And thank you. I really learned a lot from your presentation.
Thank you very much for having me, Mary Lou. Thank you so much.
Yeah, Mary Lou, thanks for joining us tonight. So that's great. Who did not call on? And we're going to go ahead and sign off. So April, what's going on in your life and how did this affect you tonight?
Now that I'm working from home, it is really important to organize my morning. I always wanted to do it, but I couldn't do it before because I had to worry about my commute time.
Yeah.
But now that I don't, I'm like really sleeping until the last minute and then just logging on.
Yeah.
But I need to still get up early like I would normally. And instead of, running around here and, trying to, get to work on time, I could, I'm really into juices. So I'm trying to start juicing and canning juices so that when I wake up in the morning, I can have a fresh juice as opposed to cereal and milk. And trying to get like a, some kind of a toast with some avocado on it or a fruit and some like cucumber juice or something like that. And then maybe getting on my stationary bike and like looking at my organizer and planning my morning, as opposed to I don't have to worry about being in a hectic rush on the freeway anymore. I could just be a little bit more relaxed and have a more of a balanced, quiet morning, since I think the days of that morning commute are pretty much over.
Yeah.
So it just got me thinking about that. I keep saying I'm gonna get up early, but I just haven't quite did it yet.
What's early?
Tomorrow's the day.
What's early?
Well, yeah, I have to be at work at 8, so I get up at around 6:15.
Oh, okay.
But now that I'm commuting, I get up at like 10 minutes to 8.
The good news, bad news. Good news is my commute is short. Bad news,
Yeah.
I'm always at work.
Exactly. So I
Right.
have to redefine that for myself. So
Okay, thanks, April. Yancy, thanks again.
Thank you, guys.
You're
Thank you
with
for
us.
anybody who didn't get. Thanks for anybody who didn't get a chance to share. I appreciate you, and thank you for having me, Mike.
Okay, we're going to start again at 7. So you up for that? Okay, I'll see you at 7.
Let's rock.
Okay.
Take care, guys. Thank you, guys. Hey,
Thank
many blessings
you.
to everybody out there. Thank
right.
you, guys. All of the best to every one of you guys. Be well.